Hello, everyone. Today we'll be looking at two popular drinks, carbonated soft drinks and natural mineral water. We'll strip away the emotion and marketing to understand the real ingredients, how they affect the body, and the consequences of regular consumption. You'll learn what's really behind the bubbles, the dangers of hidden sugar, and why mineral water isn't just sparkling water. This information will help you make informed choices at the fridge, separating thirst quenching from empty calories and potential health risks. The fizzing bubbles in a glass can conceal two completely different realities. On one hand, there's the icy sweet soda that has become a symbol of fast food culture and the global market. On the other, there's a bottle of natural mineral water that humanity has been drinking for centuries. At first glance, the only thing they seem to have in common is the carbon dioxide, which creates a feeling of refreshment, but that's where the similarities end. The World Health Organization cites one drink as a factor in the obesity and diabetes epidemic, while the other is recommended for daily hydration. Why is this? What exactly happens in the body when you take a sip of cola or sparkling water? And how can you tell the difference between quenching your thirst and consuming empty calories in liquid form? In this article, we'll calmly and non-hysterically break down the chemical composition, physiological effects, and true role of each of these drinks. This isn't a call for a ban, but a guide to making an informed choice several times a day when you open a bottle. To understand the difference between drinks, you need to read their data sheets, the ingredients. A similar effervescent texture conceals fundamentally different formulas. Soda, or sweet soft drink, is the product of a complex industrial recipe. Its base is purified, often artificially softened, water. The key component that determines its status and taste is sweeteners. This can include a huge amount of regular sugar, with a standard 0.33-liter can containing up to 40 grams, equivalent to approximately 9 cubes of refined sugar. In diet versions, sugar is replaced with artificial or natural substitutes such as aspartame, sucralose, or stevia to create a bright, invigorating sweet and sour taste that masks the cloying sweetness. Manufacturers add acidity regulators. Most often, this is phosphoric acid in cola or citric acid in other drinks. These same substances also act as preservatives, extending shelf life. Essential ingredients include flavorings, which can be both natural and synthetic, and colorings, which give the drink its characteristic color. For example, caramel coloring is responsible for the dark hue of cola. Many popular varieties, especially colas and stimulants, contain caffeine, which provides a mild stimulating effect. And, of course, carbon dioxide, which under pressure infuses the water, creating those bubbles and a feeling of refreshing tang. Mineral water is a fundamentally different product. It is, first and foremost, a geological resource. Its composition is determined by nature, not by a factory's formulation department. It is water from a protected underground source extracted through a deep well. Its primary value is its constant and stable composition of dissolved mineral salts and microelements. Key components include ions, bicarbonates, which have an alkalizing effect, sulfates, which affect the gastrointestinal tract, chlorides, and magnesium, calcium, sodium, and potassium, which are essential for the body. Mineral water is classified according to its total salt concentration. Table water with minimal mineralization is suitable for daily drinking. Medicinal table water with a higher concentration is intended for occasional rather than continuous use. Medicinal water with a high salt content is consumed strictly according to the doctor's instructions and recommendations. Carbonation can be natural when the water emerges from the ground saturated with carbon dioxide, or artificial when gas is added to preserve its properties and flavor during bottling. Critically, genuine natural mineral water contains no sugar, artificial sweeteners, chemical flavorings, or acids other than natural carbon dioxide. Thus, the composition of mineral water is its natural calling card, revealing its origins, while the composition of sweet soda is the result of the work of food chemists to create a consistent, addictive taste. The process of creating a drink speaks volumes about its essence. Mineral water production is a process of extracting and preserving a natural resource. It begins in a protected area around the well to prevent contamination of the source. The water rises from the depths, often under its own pressure. At the factory, it undergoes minimal processing, mechanical filtration to remove any suspended solids, and in most cases, carbonation. This carbonation serves two functions. It protects the water from oxidation and bacterial growth, and it also fixes its chemical composition, preventing salt precipitation. The water is then bottled in sterile containers. The key principle is to preserve its original natural properties and composition as much as possible. In the case of naturally carbonated water, it may be left untouched, only bottled. The production of sweet soda is a completely industrial process of creating a flavored product from scratch. The starting material is most often ordinary tap water, which undergoes several stages of deep purification, softening, reverse osmosis, and deionization. Essentially, it is stripped of not only impurities but also all natural salts, yielding a pure solvent. Ingredients are added to this neutral water on a highly automated line according to a strict formula. Precise doses of sugar syrup or a solution of sweeteners, acids, flavorings, colors, and caffeine are mixed until a homogeneous concentrate is obtained. This concentrate is then mixed with prepared water in large tanks. The final and mandatory step is carbonation, which involves saturating the mixture with carbon dioxide under high pressure. It is at this stage that the drink acquires its signature effervescent properties. The finished product is canned or bottled. Thus, if mineral water production is the careful bottling of a finished natural product, then soda production is the synthesis of a new product from purified water and a set of food ingredients on a conveyor belt. The first process is aimed at preservation, the second at creation. When these two drinks enter the body, they trigger fundamentally different chains of biochemical reactions, determining their ultimate impact on health. Sugary soda is a massive dose of easily digestible carbohydrates in liquid form. Upon entering the stomach, it requires no digestion, and the sugars it contains, primarily fructose and glucose, are absorbed into the bloodstream almost instantly. This causes a sharp spike in glucose levels, to which the pancreas responds with a massive release of insulin. These constant insulin swings lead to decreased cellular sensitivity to the hormone, leading to insulin resistance, a direct path to type 2 diabetes. Excess fructose, which cannot be directly absorbed by tissues, is almost entirely converted into fat in the liver, leading to obesity and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Phosphoric acid, often used in beverages, binds calcium, magnesium, and zinc in the intestines, preventing their absorption and promoting calcium leaching from bones. In the mouth, this same acid combined with sugar creates an ideal environment for the growth of bacteria that produce acids that erode tooth enamel. Caffeine has a moderate stimulant and diuretic effect, which, when combined with sugar, can lead to dehydration. Artificial sweeteners, according to several studies, can disrupt the balance of the gut microbiome, increasing inflammation and glucose intolerance, and also trigger the brain to seek out missing calories, increasing appetite. Natural mineral water works differently. It replenishes fluid balance without overloading the body with calories. Microelements in its composition, such as magnesium and calcium, are directly involved in hundreds of metabolic processes. Magnesium is important for the nervous system and muscles, while calcium is essential for bones and the transmission of nerve impulses. Bicarbonates help maintain the body's acid-base balance by neutralizing excess acidity. Carbon dioxide in moderate amounts stimulates gastric juice secretion, which can improve digestion in people with low acidity and enhances peristalsis. An important nuance concerns medicinal and medicinal table waters. Their high salt content and specific ionic composition have a pronounced physiological effect. For example, sulfate waters have a choleritic effect. Therefore, their consumption should be measured, and in the case of medicinal waters, discussed with a doctor to avoid electrolyte imbalance. So, while sugary soda is a stressor for metabolic systems forced to deal with a sudden influx of sugar and acids, mineral water is a resource that supplies fluids and important electrolytes that support the body's natural functions. One of the key functions of any beverage is to quench thirst and replenish lost fluids. And here the difference between the two products becomes especially clear. Contrary to popular belief, sugary soda is an extremely ineffective hydrator. High sugar concentrations create increased osmotic pressure in the blood. To normalize this pressure, the body is forced to remove water from cells into the bloodstream and then through the kidneys. This causes a paradoxical effect. You drink fluid, but the body loses its own intracellular water to dilute it. Furthermore, caffeine, found in many such drinks, has a mild diuretic effect. Flavorings and acids don't quench the thirst. Instead, they provoke the desire to drink again to wash away the cloyingly sweet or sour taste. Therefore, thirst often returns more quickly and is more intense after drinking soda. Equally important, each can of a standard drink contains 150-200 empty calories, energy without any nutrients, vitamins, or fiber. These calories don't provide a feeling of fullness, but can easily lead to an energy surplus and weight gain with regular consumption. Mineral water is a classic and physiologically beneficial thirst-quenching drink. Its mineral content, especially the presence of electrolytes, potassium, sodium, and magnesium, promotes rapid and proper replenishment of water and salt balance, which is critical after physical activity, in hot weather, or when fluid loss occurs. It contains no calories, and its temperature and carbon dioxide can enhance its refreshing effect. The effervescence and slight acidity of the carbon dioxide stimulate the receptors, creating a feeling of freshness, but without the subsequent sugary aftertaste that provokes further drinking. For everyday hydration, table mineral waters with low or medium mineralization are best. Highly carbonated options can cause a feeling of fullness and discomfort in some people, so lightly carbonated or still water is often chosen for regular drinking. Ultimately, in terms of its primary function, saturating cells with water, mineral water fulfills this task perfectly without creating a metabolic burden. Soda sabotages this function by forcing the body to expend resources neutralizing sugar and acids, and instead of hydrating, it supplies excess calories. Daily consumption of sugary soda instead of water creates a double problem: chronic mild dehydration coupled with a constant calorie excess, which is a contributing factor to the development of metabolic syndrome. The popularity of sugary soda, despite its obvious health risks, is rooted in complex psychological mechanisms and ingrained habits. Its formula is the result of careful calculation aimed at maximizing appeal. The combination of sugar, salt in minimal amounts to enhance flavor, and acid creates the so-called perfect flavor profile, which bypasses natural defense mechanisms that warn against excessive consumption of sweet or sour foods. Sugar activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, the pleasure neurotransmitter. Caffeine adds a mild stimulation. The result is not a physical but a psychological addiction, as the brain begins to associate the drink with instant pleasure and energy. Marketing is a powerful factor. For decades, carbonated beverage brands have invested heavily in creating emotional connections. The drink is positioned as a symbol of happy leisure, friendly communication, youth, a sporty lifestyle, and freedom. This subconscious association makes choosing soda not a rational decision about a drink, but an emotional gesture associated with a specific mood or social situation. Convenience is another key factor. Wide availability, aggressive placement in stores, and ease of consumption, no preparation required, make it the easiest choice. Habits are formed in childhood when sweet soda becomes a reward or part of a celebration, cementing its positive image in the mind. Mineral water loses out in this paradigm. Its consumption is typically a conscious, rational choice for health. It doesn't offer an explosive taste experience, and its effects are delayed rather than immediate, a sense of well-being and proper hydration. It lacks a powerful emotional image, and its marketing relies on naturalness, health benefits, and provenance. Switching from soda to mineral water often requires effort. Overcoming established taste habits, restructuring daily rituals, and finding new, healthy associations with drinking plain water. Overcoming this craving is essentially a behavioral restructuring where understanding the ingredients and consequences becomes a key motivating factor. Many people report that after giving up sugary soda, their taste buds gradually become clearer, and they begin to better appreciate the natural flavors of food and water, while the craving for ultra-sweet drinks naturally subsides. Making informed beverage choices is based on understanding their role and clearly distinguishing between situations. Sweet soda should be a rare, deliberate treat, comparable to a piece of cake or a scoop of ice cream. Drinking it isn't a way to quench thirst, but rather to experience taste pleasure. Therefore, it's important to minimize frequency, not daily, but for example, once a week or on special occasions. When purchasing, read the label critically. The key indicator is the sugar content. The amount is indicated in grams per 100 ml. Remember that a full can or bottle will contain 2 to 5 times more. 40 grams of sugar is already the daily limit for an adult, according to WHO recommendations. For diet options, research the type of sweetener. Some, like stevia, are considered safer than aspartame or sucralose, but individual reactions vary. It is also worth paying attention to the presence of phosphoric acid, orthophosphoric acid acidity regulator E338. which can negatively affect the absorption of minerals. Table water with a mineral content of up to 1 g/s is suitable for daily drinking and complete hydration. It can be consumed without restrictions, replacing regular drinking water. Medicinal table waters, mineral content of 1 to 10 gal, are intended for short-term use, for example, for 3 to 4 weeks, after which a break is recommended. They are chosen for specific purposes: magnesium waters for nervous system support, and bicarbonate waters for reducing acidity. Medicinal waters, more than 10 gl, should be consumed strictly according to a doctor's prescription, who will determine the dosage and duration of use. It is important to pay attention to the carbonation level. Highly carbonated water can cause bloating, so low carbonated or still water is preferable for regular consumption. It is also important to consider the total mineral content. Water with a high sodium content is not recommended for people with hypertension. A great strategy is to find tasty and healthy alternatives. Instead of sugary soda, you can make a homemade refreshing drink. Add lemon, lime, or cucumber slices, mint leaves, berries, or ginger pieces to a pitcher of pure or slightly carbonated water. This infused water has a light, natural flavor without the calories. Unsweetened berry juices diluted with water, as well as cold herbal or fruit teas, are also good thirst quenchers. Gradually reducing the amount of sugar in drinks allows you to retrain your taste buds and begin to enjoy less sweet, healthier options. Therefore, the practical choice boils down to a simple rule: use pure or slightly mineralized water for everyday thirst quenching and hydration, and treat sugary carbonated drinks as desserts, consciously limiting their quantity and frequency of consumption. This allows you to enjoy the taste without compromising your health, maintaining control over your diet and long-term well-being. This comparison clearly separates sweet soda and mineral water on different nutritional levels. The mere fizz is only a superficial similarity. At their core, these are completely different products with opposite purposes and effects on the body. Sweet soda is a liquid dessert, a food product designed for entertainment. Its formula is designed for maximum flavor impact and habit formation. It delivers excess sugar to the body, causing metabolic stress, tooth decay, and the risk of chronic diseases, while failing to fulfill the drink's primary function, quenching thirst. Its place in the diet should be strictly limited and conscious, like any other high-sugar treat. Mineral water is a natural resource for hydration and maintaining mineral balance. It quenches thirst, contains no calories, and can be a source of beneficial micronutrients. Drinking it is an act of caring for the body's basic needs. So, choosing between these drinks isn't a choice between two types of water. It's a choice between a healthy resource and a food product with questionable nutritional value. The carbon dioxide bubbles are just a detail. What's crucial is what's dissolved in those bubbles: magnesium and calcium salts, or a sugar acid syrup. When developing your drinking habits, it's worth following a simple principle. Pure and mineral water for daily consumption is the foundation. Sugary soda is a rare and deliberate exception. Your body will thank you for this choice with long-term health and energy.
That's all for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. See you soon.